All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the elect men feeding the sheep of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai in sincerity and truth. This great gospel coming out of our Bible. And I'm talking about these dirty devils. Esau Edom, right? This is a filthy man, a polluted man, and he's being plagued with the spirit of uncleanness, right? His diet, his cleanliness is not up to par, right? His hygiene, right? They always talk about cleanliness, and they're not about cleanliness. God damn it, they're letting off that stink of death, right? People don't want their presence around them because they don't believe in bathing. That's another thing. These devils don't believe in bathing. They don't believe in showering, right? They don't believe in washing their asses, right? And when you look at this man, he exalts himself like he's above all, but he don't know the spirit of cleanliness. He don't know the importance of hygiene, right? Even he's the main motherfucker who want to call these other people dirty nations, filthy nations. But what is the world saying about him?
You don't intuitively know how to wash your ass?
We grew up with this method.
White people smell like a wet dog.
I found myself on Black TikTok recently. I don't know how I got there. Okay? But I just have a message to my fellow white people. Hey guys, we're so stinky. We are so smelly, you know? We are just so smelly. And I think, here's what I've pulled, okay? All right. I feel as if, first of all, a washcloth, it's so cheap. And I think to my fellow white people, hey guys, we're so stinky. We are so smelly.
Metaphor, it is the perfect metaphor for where the United States is at the start of the year 2026. Invading Greenland, investigating the Fed chair, stealing everything that not nailed down in the country. Yeah, shit is the perfect metaphor for where we are. All right, well, hello, and I want to read you something. Breaking, atop all executives, says Donald Trump, quote, smell like rotten roast beef during his big White House meeting on Venezuela. He farted audibly no less than a dozen times, and he kept getting up, smell like rotten. All right, well, hello, and I want to read you something. Breaking, atop all executives, says Donald Trump, quote, smell like rotten roast beef during his big White House meeting on Venezuela. He farted audibly no less than a dozen times, and he kept getting up to look at and to compliment the non-existent ballroom like he's senile. This was posted on the Halfway Post. It might be a satire site. I have no idea. I don't need to check it out. But the point is it so sounds true. Because the man actually smells like shit. And there's no doubt that he stinks because even his own wife won't touch him. And you can look at all of the so sounds true. Because the man actually smells like shit. And there's no doubt that he stinks because even his own wife won't touch him. And you can look at all of the third-party validations of the fact that Trump stinks.
Yeah, let me read the book of, and talk about these dirty devils, right? These prideful, dirty devils, right? Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, right? Is this the man? We looking at these devils, right? At one time they were exalted because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? The hand of the wicked. He would go into these countries with these weapons that other nations have not seen before because he was blessed with the sword. He was blessed with the sword. What else? He was blessed with deception. Right now that these tactics are no longer working, they're seeing him for who he is, this fat, lazy devil, this farting, stinky devil, right? Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, right? This dirty devil, right? I'm going to read the book of Daniel 4 and 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watches and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it who? The basest of men. Right? The basest of men. A motherfucker farting at meetings and shit. That's a base man.
You just check it out. But the point is it so sounds true. Because the man actually smells like shit. And there's no doubt that he stinks, because even his own wife won't touch him, and you can look at all of the third-party validations of the fact that Trump stinks. Now, there's another person that we know for sure that stinks, that smells like shit, and that's Steve Bannon. So you have two people, both entirely odious people, that have an odor problem, a real odor problem. Now, we've got to think about this, because maybe there's a way that we could turn this into another scam for Trump to make money. And we could have a stink-off contest. And the contestants would be Donald John Trump and Steve Bannon. And then we could have some judges, or maybe there's something that can measure smell, because you don't want to be in there, and determine which one stinks the most. Now, you can't shit in your pants, okay? If you shit, you're out. You understand that? Both of you. Now, you can belch and fart all you want. You can obviously be as fat as you want. And you can give off just the natural body odors that you have, which frankly smell like shit. But we're going to have a shit month, because you can't shit in your pants. That's against the rules. And you can give off just the natural body odors that you have, which frankly smell like shit.
Right? Don't forget, these was cavemen. These were cavemen dwelling in the clefts of the rocks. That's why the Lord said he set over at the bases of men, Daniel 4:17. That's why they're going back to their natural instinct. They didn't like water. They didn't like cleanliness, man. They put on them nice suits. It looked like they were in the same motherfucking suit every goddamn day. They don't change it to be the same goddamn, like they got 3 suits. And they just keep getting it ironed, right? It's Daniel 4:17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the holy, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it what the basis of men. He then set up over it with these cavemen, right? These Edomite cavemen, right? I'm gonna read the book of Job. Let's go to Job. Bear with me. I'm gonna read the book of Job 30:1. It says, right? Let's go to Job 30:1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Right, with the dogs of my flock, right? Because these devils like sleeping with animals. They're into bestiality, especially dogs. That's why they be smelling like wet dogs.
It's the South. It gets really hot. It gets really humid. Don't be that person, okay?
Hey guys, we're so stinky.
Go watch that video, you will learn some things. I am blessed that the algorithm on here thinks that I'm a black woman, or a black gay man, or both. I'm blessed every day on the FYP because of this. Last summer, there was one of these hygiene debates. And in the comments, black folks were talking about how we whites, we lying white devils, smell like wet dogs. And I was rattled to my core. And I thought, surely this is just joking around, or like this is like a poor hygiene thing, which, you know, my mom is a lunatic, but she did teach me how to clean my person. So hats off to Carol. So I have 2 really, really close friends of like 15 years who are black women. So I texted them both and I said, girl, listen, this is what the TikTok streets are saying. They're saying we smell like wet dog. Is this true? And one wrote back, well, I was like, okay, that's a yes. And she was like, it's more like your hair smells. She's like, that's why I don't really F with white dudes. Your hair smells. Well, I was like, okay, that's a yes. And she was like, it's more like your hair smells. She's like, that's why I don't really F with white dudes. Your hair smells. I was like, what? Are you kidding? I had no idea. And she's like, it's not all the time, but like, it's a lot. Rattled to my core. So then the other one texts me back and is just instantly like, oh yeah, no bitch, you stink. And I was like, are you kidding? She's like, it's more like, you know how white people will leave the house with wet hair, which is something we would never do, which never occurred to me. She's like, y'all get on the bus or the train in the morning with wet hair and it smells like a pack of wet dogs got on the train.
Right? Esau walking around smelling like a drunk pit bull and shit. Women don't want to touch him. People don't want to be around him. Right? Even politicians. From your top white nigga in charge, EJT, man. They said these people, they don't smell too good. Right? Because these are the bases of men. Right? The Lord said he was going to take the tail and make it the head, and take the head and make it the tail, right? That's exactly what happened. And now they're being identified for what? The scumbags, the vagabonds, right? The bases of men. Right? I'm going to read it again. It says, Job 30:1, it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers would have disdained to have set with dogs of my flock. And you understand why, because these devils, there's a reason why they smell like dogs, right? Say you're married to a woman and you go out and lay down with another woman, or when you come home to your woman and she smells you, you smell like, yeah, you've been laying down with some fucking animals. That's why these crackers smell like dogs. They've been laying with animals, right? It says, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit them, in whom old age was perished, right? And we got proof they be laying down with animals, right? I just went to YouTube and I put it, arrested for sex with animals. What do we got popping up? Let's go through it. Edomites. Look at that, Edomites. Different Edomites, look at them. We keep going all day. Man arrested on multiple sexual abuse, material animals abuse charges. Edomite. Right? Another Edomite bitch. Right? Hattiesburg police arrest woman for unnatural intercourse with dog. Right? Edomite. Look at these 3 men are sentenced for animal sexual abuse. Edomites. Look at these devils. Is this the man? Right, it says, Bossier Parish man arrested for child pornography, sexual abuse of animals. Right? Accomplished dog breeder arrested for animal cruelty. I wonder what he was doing. Right? Florida mom had sex with family dog. Right? Edomites. Esau. Oh shit, one nigga done fell in the loophole. He might be a motherfucking, what it say here? Abuse animals, disturbing child pornography. Yeah, this might be a tear. But when you go through it, it's all goddamn devils, man. Right? Job 30:1, it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with dogs of my flock, yea, whereunto might the strength of their hands profit me, right? In whom old age was perished. It says, for want and famine there was solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste, right? Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and the caves of the earth and in the rocks. He's talking about the so-called white man, right? The thief. I just did a video about this thief. He's coming for everything, right? And it says people got tired of his thiefiness, so they chased their asses in the clefts and the caves of the earth. It says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, they were children of base men. And that's who done took over right now. These same smelly dog motherfuckers done took over. Right? It says they were viler than the earth, filthy, nasty, disgusting devils. Right? They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. They abhor me, right? They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face. And these devils love spitting in the nigga face.
Exactly. You talking about somebody hitting and running. I got out of the school zone and you saw me turning around.
Police should be here in a couple seconds.
That's fine.
What?
That's fine. That's what I said.
Okay.
What's your problem is?
Sloppy.
You ugly, oh, yeah, bitch, you going to jail. Yeah, you going to jail. Yeah, you going to jail.
Well, here we go.
Well, let me just state this for the record that Spitting Stanzler should have, again, called the police if he had real concerns, and then also to be so concerned over some parking spaces. What happened was he probably saw a group of black folks and he didn't like it, and so he was just showing his natural behavior.
Me. Makes you different than me.
What makes me different than you?
Yes.
The fact that I've lived here for 20
Okay, and I live
years
over there and I pay rent as well.
I don't care if you pay rent.
Okay, and I don't either. You're still on the yellow line as
So
well.
are you.
Okay, so what was your point in coming out and telling me anything about myself?
What?
Why are you telling me about myself when you're also on the yellow line?
You about yourself.
Okay, and I'm telling you about yourself. Aren't you late for work? And you don't need to park on the yellow line either. You're not supposed to park here either, but because she lives there,
Don't park here. Don't park up against my car.
6 feet away, coronavirus. You are a Karen.
Back away.
She spit in my face. You saw that. I got you on camera.
Don't park up against my
Please
car.
stay 6 feet away, coronavirus. You are a Karen.
Back away.
She spit in my face. She spit in my face. You saw that. I got you on camera. I got you on camera.
I did not spit in your face.
I got you. You're a bitch. Don't spit in my face. You spit in my face. 6 feet away.
I'm calling the cops.
Call the cops. I got
What happened was he probably saw a group of black folks and he didn't like it, and so he was just showing his natural behavior.
Right? Once you understand who these people are, they're Esau, Edom. This is their natural behavior. They're also known as the wicked in the Bible. They can't help it. Right? The Lord created them to be crooked, so they can't be made straight. He that is evil cannot be accustomed to doing no good. Paraphrasing. Right? It says they were children of fools. Right? I'm reading it again. Job 30 and 5. I'm sorry, Job 30 and 8. It says they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were filed in the earth, and now am I their song. Yea, I am their byword. They abhor me. They flee far from me. Right? It says they flee far from me. That remind me of the white flight. You had a lot of white flight. Esau was trying to flee from Jake's. And what happened? The Lord put a spirit in Jake's to move in them suburbs. And spare not to spit in my face. And these devils, they go back to their natural instinct. That's part of their racist spirit, right? Once they put up their defense, what comes up? Spitting. They gonna spit in your goddamn face, right? And what we're waiting for? We're waiting for the Lord to deliver us from the hands of these devils, man. These stinky, evil, wicked devils, man. Because their times is through. Right? And we know their times is through when they're being exposed for being stinky devils. Right? They're being exposed for being the wicked. Right? Matter of fact, let me go to Job 21. Let's go to Job 21 and 7. It says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them. Here's how we know that they're going down. Because their seed is no longer being established in their sight with them. Right? Their seed is dying of early age from opioid epidemics, drug overdoses. Right? Their seed can't keep a job. Their seeds is undereducated. Their seeds is underperforming in this society. It says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sights with them, and their offsprings before their eyes. Right? It says their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. There ain't no more. We seeing a bunch of rich motherfuckers being killed. You got planes falling out the skies, man. Who's in these planes? Is these rich crackers? These crackers who've been doing good for a mighty long time. Right? You go to the land of Israel, these are people who run the world. Well, that's the main place of cancer. Right? You seeing these rich men in these different kingdoms, what jobs is vanishing, the businesses they used to own closing. Right? It says their system is dying, right? It says their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Now you got homeless motherfuckers in front of millionaire houses. Right? You got drug addicts going through different neighborhoods, cracking neighborhoods. It's over for these devils, right? Their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf, or due to tariffs, due to wars and conflicts around the world, right? Business ain't booming like it used to. Business is not booming like it used to. It's now they got to use the money that they used to have to keep up with the things, with the payments, right? Because since your business is no longer bringing money, you got to use your savings to pay for that $1 million house that costs $150,000 a month to keep up, right? They're losing. It says they send forth their little ones like a flock and their children dance, right? Right, they children ain't dancing no more, goddammit. Rock music done died, colleges are closing, bars is closing, clubs is closing. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down in the grave, right? Wealth is vanishing, right? Therefore, they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of the ways, of thy ways, right? These devils ain't thinking about the laws and statutes of the Lord because it's not for them. It wasn't given to them, right? They're the fucking wicked the Bible talks about. This is their time, right? And now their time is coming to an end. What they about to do? They about to come down with great wrath, man. Shalom.